Hey, what's going on, guys? Brad here, and today I was going to make just a video talking with you guys about what's going on. First of all, I got my Super Mario Brothers, my new Super Mario Brothers U Test Let's Play, the Minimalist Run going on. If you haven't checked that out, there's a link in the description to that episode, the first episode. I'd please check it out. Support me. If nothing else, just leave me a comment. Say, hey, what's up, man? If you don't feel like watching the whole thing, if you're not into Mario. It'd be a really big help if you guys could do that for me. Also, tell your friends. Say, hey, I found this awesome guy. I mean, that's what I do when I find somebody on YouTube who I like. I tell my buddies about them if they're into Let's Plays or if they're into gaming. Period. I let them know, hey, I found a cool guy. So please, if you don't mind doing that, share the love. But that out of the way, the first thing I want to address is you may be saying, wow, what the hell happened to the sound quality here? It's like way better than it's ever been. Well, that's because I finally also, along with a Hog 2, or the HD PVR 2, I also purchased a decent microphone, the Blue Yeti microphone, and this thing is just, other than its Pro Brother, which evidently has metal knobs, this is the best thing you can buy for USB audio. I got this little thing here. Sidetracked. It's the best thing you can buy when it comes to USB audio. So hopefully we'll have some crystal clear audio along with our super high HD gameplay in the future. Anyway, that out of the way, that long ass introduction out of the way, today's video, I want to discuss something that I've been asked quite a few times in the comments and messages. People are freaking out about the release of Dark Souls 2. And I understand. I am too. I'm very excited about that. Now, I know this happened a long time ago, but I still get messages every day. Hey, are you going to cover this? Hey, are you going to do a Let's Play? Blah, blah, blah. And the answer is, yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I'm not going to do it day one. I'm not going to do it probably within the first month or two, because I want to become very adept at the game before I even touch it. Dark Souls is one of those games, and I know you guys enjoy seeing my frustration when it comes to video games. You enjoy that level of interaction with me where you can sit there and be like, you just laugh your ass off. I mean, I get it. That's the appeal that I have, because when I Let's Play, I vocalize that anger that I would normally just shove deep down inside of me and take out on the world. I let that go. I vocalize it. And I understand you guys think it's funny. I think it's funny when I go back and watch it. When I'm editing this, I have to watch my own shit. And so it's really funny. However, Dark Souls in itself is, well, it's a difficult game to LP blind. For every boss I beat without dying or dying one or two times in the Let's Play, I probably died on that boss 100 times because it took me so long to figure out what worked for me. And not just what worked for me, when I got to that boss, it took me restarting the game and trying something different to find an easier strategy. And then finally, what you do with Dark Souls is you work your way to finding a strategy that works for the hardest bosses. So you're like, okay, I'm going to use this halberd, and it's going to work really well on the fourth boss in the game. However, using this halberd on the second boss in the game makes him a lot more difficult than he was when I used anything else. So it's a difficult balance of the way things go. However, I'm talking before I've seen what's going to happen here, because from what it sounds like with this new Dark Souls, we're going to have a more streamlined experience as far as narrative and difficulty. Instead of keeping what created Dark Souls and Demon Souls, what created the Souls franchise, instead of keeping that, what it looks like they're doing is they're about to dumb it down for people who can't handle the difficulty. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that the appeal of Dark Souls to me in the very beginning was the difficulty. That was also the big turnoff for me. But it wasn't until I kept hearing so many of the same thing, it's rewarding, that I wanted to get into it. Because to me, when I hear that a game is really hard, I instantly go, the game is just cheap. It's a cheap game and it's difficult because of it. And I was never a huge fan of Ninja Gaiden because I felt like, personally, I felt like a lot of the things in that game were just so difficult and cheap. It just pissed me off. And the more I played it, I'm talking about on the on the NES, it just frustrated me so bad. That's a game that is just cheap. You know, you've got respawning enemies coming off the side of the screen, and I mean, it's just bullcrap. And the game is hard, yes, but it's hard because it's flawed. So when I heard that Demon Souls wasn't flawed, it was just, you knew it was your fault, that's what I like to see. I like to be able to blame myself and not the game and know that, hey, you got this, buddy. You can get it next time. So I went ahead and played it, and I was very, very impressed. Yes, it was difficult, but I found ways around it. And finding the ways to get around the difficulty in that game trick you into thinking that the game is actually easy when it's not. You've just gotten good at the game. And I loved that about it, when I could sit back and say, I just beat Demon Souls for the 5th time. I'm on my new game +5, and I've beaten it again. And I didn't cheat, you know. I didn't cheat to get it. I didn't I didn't use any exploits to get there. I did it myself. And my Dark Souls LP, you know, it's like, way to go, man. You know, you got through it, and you had a good time with it. And I did. I had a great time playing it because I knew that game and I loved that game. So we have yet to see what Dark Souls 2 has to offer us. We have that trailer. If you haven't seen it, I'll put the link in the description maybe. If not, just type in Dark Souls 2. I might have said Demon Souls. I meant Dark Souls 2. And check that out. My guess is that it won't be too terribly different, but I have been wrong before. Down the scope, there are like 45 episodes, and I'm sure I've been wrong in quite a few of them. Actually, I know I've been wrong in at least one of them. Switching directions just a little bit, this is a side note that I wanted to talk about that I thought was a very interesting thing. IGN posted an article talking about how the next Zelda for the Wii U may possibly be Dark Souls-esque in gameplay. And I think that I can tell you right now, the idea of this is orgasmic to me. The thought of, because I've thought about this myself in the past, because you look at Zelda and you see that Zelda is the sum of its parts, and it always is the same. But then they started doing this thing where they add in special little gimmicks to the game, but in reality it doesn't change anything about it. You know, with Wind Waker, you had not just the graphics being cartoony and beautiful, but you also had the wind thing, you know, where everything, you know, okay, it's a gimmick, but it didn't change anything about the game. You know, you still had to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, it's like there was a place you could go. Yeah, of course, with speedruns now, it's just bullcrap, but that's not how the game was meant to be played. I'm talking about how it was meant to be played. You know, then you've got Twilight Princess, and they added in the gimmick of the dog. Didn't change anything in the end. I mean, it's the same game. You've just got some really personally irritating things to get through. Skyward Sword, they added the Wii Motion Plus, and you could move your sword around. Beautiful game. Epic game. Didn't change. You still, you know, you're basically doing the same thing. You're going from dungeon to dungeon. So when I hear that Dark Souls may have lended a little bit of a gameplay idea to the Zelda franchise, I got a little excited because I've been thinking about this myself. I'm thinking, look at Zelda and what can it do? And I'm not talking gimmicks. I'm talking about what can the Zelda franchise do to say, okay, this is the way it's going to be for the next decade or two. And this is it, okay? And this, you know, what I'm thinking is, what really got me thinking about this level of play, this free roaming, you know, do things your own way, is the Ocarina of Time speedrun community. And if you're not in touch with the speedrun community when it comes to Ocarina of Time, you're about to thank me, because you're about to have hours and hours of entertainment, because it is absolutely amazingly dedicated to taking the game and then like shitting on it, because it's just like you're our bitch, and then just breaking it into a million pieces and then assembling it into something that doesn't even resemble the Zelda game, but at the end of the game you still get the ending cutscene and they can say, hey, I beat it in, you know, 15 minutes or whatever. And these guys, they beat the game almost seemingly out of just because they can. they beat these games 100% out of order. And because of that, I start to think, how awesome would it be to have every temple laid out? Okay, I mean, you've got your forest temple, your water temple, you got all the main temples, but then each temple you tackle is different depending on what temple you tackled previously. Let there be a tutorial 3 dungeons that you have to go through manually. And on your way through these dungeons, you pick up essential items. You got the grapple hook, you've got the bow, and you got the, whatever else, the boomerang or the bombs or something. Make those essential, but then once we have some necessary items, let us go. Just say, there you go, man. You need to collect these 7, 8 medallions, and you need to do it before, whatever, add a Majora's Mask element, do it before the certain time limit, or do it under these certain conditions, and then let us go. And depending on which ones we tackle, that determines how easy, how hard, or, just which route we can take in the next dungeon. I think that would be just a spectacular thing, and not to mention, add a little bit of difficulty to it, I'm just, the reason I wasn't a fan of Skyward Sword, I am the #1 biggest hater of motion controls. I hate them so badly, I just can't even express it in words, honestly. I just can't stand it. And the whole game was motion controlled, and I loved the game, but I just don't like it. So I'm hoping that with the Wii U, they don't do that. They let me use my gamepad, and I can sit back on the couch. I don't have to flail my arm around. And it's not that I'm lazy. It's just it gets really freaking old after a while. But let us tackle these bosses however we want. Let us take the Goron path. But because we took the Goron path before we took the Forest Temple path, we don't have this certain item, and this item would have helped us get to this secret item here, which gives us reason to come back. And every adventure can be a different experience, or it would give you reason to say, okay, let's go back and do it this way, or let's go back and do it this way. And I'm not talking like give us a set path that would be the best either. I mean, don't make it so it's like, here's the code, okay, here's what you do this temple, then this temple, and then you do everything correctly. No, make it so that no matter what you do, you're still going to need something from another temple, no matter what way you do it. I mean, alright, I'm rambling on at this point, but you get what I'm saying. Being like Dark Souls in the fact that Dark Souls is, it's like you could have gone and fought this boss first, or you could have gone and fought this boss first. However, to get to this one boss, you had to do these 2 things, but, at some point, it's all out of order. You can do it however you want. Let us do that with Zelda, and I'm a happy boy. I don't care. I mean, make it pixel art. I don't care. Just let me do it that way. I don't care what the graphics look like. I don't really, It would just be interesting to see the Zelda universe that way, and to see it in a little darker light would be pretty neat. I think that would be a step in the right direction for Nintendo. Anyway, guys, that's my rambling on Dark Souls and Zelda and the Blue Yeti microphone. It's been a long video, but I know you guys wanted to hear about it. If you have any more questions, don't be scared to message me. I'm going to be making more videos like this regularly to go alongside any LPs or future projects I'm doing to update you guys with the questions that you have. If you have a specific question and I do feature it on a video, I'll go ahead and put your username up on the screen so that people can see that you're the one who asked the question. Be careful, because it may be a dumb question and I may still feature it anyway, just to point out that you're being a total douchebag. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I've been Viridia. Be sure to leave me a comment in the section below. Hit that like button. Also, you can check me out on Facebook and Twitter. I'll leave those in the comment section below. And I want you guys to have a beautiful rest of the week, okay? Yes, I said beautiful, not beautiful, even though it probably sounded and looked like I did say beautiful because I'm a moron. Anyway, I'm out. See ya.